Contingency timeframes. Here's what you need to know. Once you go into contract, until contingencies are removed, you need to think about a few things. So we're in contract. You're in business. This is exciting, but don't get too excited yet. We have to get through the contingency timeframes. The buyer now will secure their loan, have their inspections on the property, and review all the reports and disclosures. This typically takes anywhere between 7 and 15 days, depending on what was initially agreed upon in the contract. In some cases, when you're dealing with a very desirable home that has multiple offers, we can negotiate for there to be no contingencies. But this isn't very common, depending on what the market is like. During the contingency time frame, the buyer can back out of the home if they are not happy with anything they discover on any of the reports, the disclosures, or any of the inspections that they have done. After reviewing the reports and having the inspections, this is when the buyer would be asking for things to be repaired, or they could possibly ask for a credit because of the things they discover during the contingency time frame. The buyer also has the option to back out of the home if they choose, or if they requested items that we cannot come to mutual agreement on, they can back out also. For some reason, if they are not able to qualify for the loan, and if the home does not appraise, and we cannot come up with a mutual agreement upon the price or the condition of the appraisal, the buyer can also choose to back out. You need to understand that if a home doesn't appraise for the contractual amount, the lender will only loan on the appraised value, and obviously taking into consideration what the buyer is qualified for. Any additional money required would need to be made up by the buyer, or the seller would have to agree to adjust their contractual price again. Unless you have countered out any of these contingencies and they're not part of the contract, the buyer has the right to back out of the home and they can retain their deposit. Now listen, there's a lot of things that go into this. There's a lot of ways we can protect a seller to make sure this doesn't happen, but that is something you need to be aware of. This is why it is essential to hire an agent like myself who knows how to properly vet the buyer's offer, have the right conversations, and ask the right questions to the buyer's agent and lender. The buyer's deposit is only at risk if they have officially removed their contingencies. So I always advise my clients not to pack their bags until all the contingencies are removed. Be sure to get the contingencies removed as soon as possible and stay within the contractual time frame as much as possible. This is important for both buyers and sellers. Once contingencies are removed, now you'll get a little relief and a little more insurance that home sale will go through. You should be moving soon. Watch below to see what happens next and what to expect. And feel free to personally reach out to my team and I so we can get more details for you. We can find out what your needs are so we know how to properly serve and advise you best upon your specific circumstances. Have a nice day, and remember, any real estate demand, choose Team Moran.